Hello, Barkey Dog here with another movie review. We're looking at the third movie in my holy trinity. 3 movies from the 1990s that were fun and entertaining, but flopped at the box office anyway. This time, it's the Disney picture, The Rocketeer from 1991. Now, unlike the other 2 movies on this list, The Phantom from 1996 and Cutthroat Island from 1995, The Rocketeer doesn't have a bad reputation haunting it. No, this movie's only crime is timing. It was released just after a bigger picture, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring Kevin Costner. Then other movies came out the next week, and The Rocketeer just got lost in the shuffle. There is some speculation that Hollywood, fresh off the success of 1989's Batman, decided that what audiences liked about that movie was the retro styling Tim Burton brought to Gotham City and the movie's wardrobe, both of which evoked the 1930s. To that end, several movies were greenlit that were throwbacks to the earlier age, like Dick Tracy and The Phantom and The Shadow. Turns out that while people probably did like those things, I know I did, what people really liked about Batman was Batman. So the retro movies were washouts at the box office, which is a real shame. The Rocketeer got its start as an independent comic book around 1982. The comic was created by illustrator Dave Stevens and was a natural for a studio looking for a superhero set in the 1930s. In fact, when Disney came calling, Stevens had stacks and stacks of drawings, blueprints, concept art, and other material he handed over to the production team. As they put it, the material was so elaborate and detailed, all they had to do was just start building the sets. The story opens in 1938 with some crooks trying to get away from law enforcement with a device they stole from Howard Hughes. They stashed the item in an old airplane in an airplane hangar, which is then found by our hero, Cliff Secord, a down-on-his-luck pilot who loves speed and flight. Turns out the item is an experimental jetpack, and Secord and his mentor and friend, wizard inventor Peavy, see this as a way to earn some money to replace a plane that crashed so they can go on to compete in the Nationals, a famous airplane race. But it's not all salsa and corn chips. The crooks want the jetpack for their big boss, Neville Sinclair. Sinclair is a famous Hollywood actor, clearly based on Errol Flynn. Turns out Sinclair is a spy working for the hankety-clankety guys from Germany. If they capture the jetpack and can reproduce it, they could use flying stormtroopers to help take over the world. So Jeff has to become a hero to beat both the crooks and the hankety-clankety guys. Unlike most Disney movies, they actually straight up kill people in this movie. Most of them bad guys. Something the studio wouldn't do again until 2001 with the animated feature Atlantis. Seriously, a lot of guys got killed in that cartoon. Joe Johnston masterfully directs. He was so good that, on the strength of his work on The Rocketeer, he was tapped to direct the first Captain America picture. There's a great cast here, too. Billy Campbell plays Secord, who brings that all-American wholesomeness to the reluctant hero. Alan Arkin is fun as Peavy, and Timothy Dalton is top-notch as the villain Neville Sinclair. Paul Sorvino plays the leader of the gang of crooks, and Terry O'Quinn rounds things out as Howard Hughes. Jennifer Connelly is Cliff's girlfriend, Jenny, a wannabe actress playing mostly bit parts and extras. Her character in the comic was based on Bunny Yeager, more famous going by the name of Betty Page. The sexy pinup model was a big inspiration to Stevens when he made his comic. And who can blame him? Page, at that point, was 70 years old and living on Social Security. She had no idea she was so famous. Stevens was the one to tell her. There's one other character in the movie that deserves a mention, and that's Lothar, a monstrous and murderous hulking henchman who literally folds his victims in half. He was based on a real Hollywood actor named Rondo Hatton, who played roles like that in crime movies. Here, an actor named Tiny Ron is given prosthetic makeup to look the part. He also has a quick bit out of makeup as a fisherman. See, there he is. The Rocketeer is so much fun. There's not a sour note in this. It evokes the setting of late 1930s Hollywood perfectly. Dalton is great, chewing up the scenery with his villainy and swordplay. They even have a big sword fight during a movie shoot, not unlike Errol Flynn in The Adventures of Robin Hood. They even found a real Enigma machine, which you can see in his secret lair that he would have used to communicate with the hankety-clankety guys from Germany. The Rocketeer's costume is accurate to the comic and looks great. The special effects hold up too. The flying, the props, all of it. Everything just looks right. Honestly, I don't know anyone who hates the Rocketeer. It's so good. And unlike the superhero crapola we get today, like this, or this, or this, the Rocketeer is wide-eyed and optimistic and upbeat and wholesome and just plain fun. It deserved much, much better than the fate it met at the box office. I'm giving this one 3 paws up. You can find the movie on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and digitally from Amazon Prime. So there you have it. The 3 films in my holy trinity of fun 90s movies that were great, but flopped anyway. Would you add a movie to this list? Do you have a holy trinity of your own? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.